Folks, Republicans making the effort, reaching out, and joining us right now to talk about all of this is Amanda Pasdon, West Virginia state delegate. And now, Amanda, what's your reaction to this? GOP Rising Star.
Well, it's both an honor and I'm very humbled. I got the call a couple of weeks ago and it came as a surprise, but it's a wonderful thing for West Virginia. It's a wonderful thing for the GOP of West Virginia, and certainly is a personal honor of mine.
And tell the folks what you're talking about.
Well, I received a call 2 weeks ago that I was selected to be a Rising Star and was invited to come to the RNC here to be a part of a town hall meeting at their summer meeting in Chicago and participate in programs going forward.
Yeah, no, it is a great honor, and congratulations on that. And what is the summer meeting in Chicago all about?
Well, it's, Republicans come from all around the country to discuss strategy and discuss, what our future looks like. Certainly both the 2014 elections and the 2016 elections, and it's never too far to think ahead in the future. And we all have to put our heads together and plan for what we look like as a party, and what we look like going forward into 2016.
And what do you think the future of the party, or let's not say the future, but how do we look heading into 2014 here in the midterms?
Well, certainly I can tell you about West Virginia. For the first time in 80 years, the West Virginia House is in our reach. We are, out of 100 members, we currently have 47 elected. So we are right there on the cusp of taking control of the House. We've seen a wave of Republican pickups in the last 2 election cycles, and we feel strongly that wave will continue into 2014. It's an exciting year to be a Republican in West Virginia. It's an exciting year to be an elected member of the House. And I think that certainly that's where it begins. You take control of the state house, and we begin to take back the country. And
why do you feel the climate is so good now? And let's talk about West Virginia because that's what you're most familiar with. Why the optimism, and why do you believe the optimistic outlook?
Well, I was elected in 2010. Prior to our election in 2010, there were 25 members of the House that were Republican. I came in with 10 in 2010. In 2012, we picked up 11, and then we had 1 conversion, actually. So that got us to the 47 number. And truly for us, if you look about it, the war on coal is what has really driven the change in West Virginia. The overreach of the Obama administration and the EPA has certainly, it's been devastating to our economy, devastating to West Virginians. We are a natural resource state with coal and natural gas. That's what we offer the world. And the overreach of this administration has really put a strain on our economy. And truly, if you take a step back and you look at it, Barack Obama has been the best thing that could have happened to the GOP in West Virginia. We saw a slow tide where we were beginning to go red, but the Obama administration and the EPA has really driven that, and he's truly kind of begun to speed up that tide for us.
When you look at the outreach that the Republican Party has made, and the outreach, I'm sure that was a topic of discussion in Chicago, what more do the Republicans need to do to broaden the base, as they say?
Well, I think it's being relatable. Running my own campaigns and running my own elections, what's key for me is being relatable to the constituents. Our constituents have to know that we represent them, we represent their values, that we're here to protect their hardworking dollars, and that they know and that they can trust us. And that's a big part of being a good elected official and connecting to your constituencies. Making sure that they understand that you're just like them, and that you are just frustrated with the process, and you're willing to kind of put your name on the ballot and go to work and protect the values that we all enjoy.
What about convincing the minority community, maybe not so much in West Virginia, but all over the country, that there are so many shared values, whether it's in the African American community or the Hispanic community, between the Republicans and conservatives and those communities. When the African American community votes 95% Democrat, or at least in the case of Barack Obama, and nationally speaking, the Republicans have been losing the Hispanic vote. Yet, as if you look at the policies of when it comes to life, when it comes to education, and when it comes to finances, so many more Hispanics and African Americans have so much more in common with Republicans than Democrats. They may not know it. How do you get that message across?
Well, that's a good point. I can tell you that I understand what it's like to be in a minority. When I first ran for the House in 2010, my district was nearly 3-to-1 Democratic. So the numbers were stacked against me from the beginning. And the way to change that, I believe, is messaging and communication. I did a lot of door-to-door. I had a lot of doors shut in my face as soon as they asked me what party affiliation I was from. As soon as I said Republican, they would shut the door, and I would knock again. And I'd say, but if you'll give me 60 seconds, I bet we'll walk away with agreeing on more than we disagree on. And a lot of times I would leave with putting a sign in their yard and shaking their hand and them telling me that they would vote for me in the fall. And I think that's really what it comes down to. Again, going back to relatability, but also communicating and making sure that we are getting our message out there, that we're going to those groups, that we are expressing our values, and making sure that they understand that, again, we are just like them, and we really don't have a lot in common, although that seems to kind of be the national perception.
Victory 365, one of the goals is to grow the party and win elections. Along those lines, and along with growing the party, as we've been discussing here, do you think that the Republicans should compromise in their platform when it comes to, let's say, the 2016 elections, the national platform when it comes to gay marriage, for instance? Should they compromise on social issues, risk losing and alienating the base of the party who may stay home and not vote in exchange for, I don't know, possibly winning some Democrats who may not, change anyway?
Well, what we have to focus on as a party are the things that are important to Americans. And right now, that's our economy, that's our jobs, that's our education system. I'm the minority chair of our House Education in West Virginia. We spend a lot of money in our K-12 system. We spend in the top 10 in the nation, and we usually deliver in the bottom 5. So part of my message, and I think this is also, relates kind of to the party in general, is making sure that our constituencies and the American public understand that for us, our focus needs to be on putting Americans back to work, on improving our economy, and improving our education system so our future only gets stronger and brighter.
One more for you here before I let you go. When you look at your future, what do you see yourself running for the House or the Senate, or staying within the state of West Virginia? What are the plans of Amanda Pasdon?
Well, I always say that I focus on the next election, and mine is less than 90 days away from now. So, and just saying that out loud makes my stomach turn just a little bit. So, I just take it one election at a time.
Okay. Listen, Amanda, congratulations again on being named a Republican Rising Star, and thank you for sharing with us. I'm sure we'll be speaking to you again in the future.
Thank you for having me.
My pleasure. Amanda Pasdon, ladies and gentlemen, West Virginia State Delegate and GOP Rising Star.